So I have been using the UGREEN DX4800 Plus from quite some time now. I've made an initial review about that system a few days ago, but today in this video I wanted to address some of the issues and some of the things that I just wanted to mention about in this video. Now this is not a complete review at all, and this is not about that what this device is capable of and what are the features. And as I just said in this video right now, it is just about the things that I noticed about this system after using this thing for about 45 days or so. Initially I purchased the DX4800, that was the original review, but then I upgraded to the Plus model because I thought that I would be committed to this system and this was really one of the best one in the market. But today let me just address few of the concerns that I have got with this system. Now the number one thing is not particularly impacting the way that I'm using this system or something that is impacting the performance on this NAS system, but this is particularly something that what I noticed when I upgraded from the DX4800 to the DX4800 Plus, and that is about the power brick that what you get with this DX4800 Plus system. Now initially when I reviewed the DX4800, what it came with was just a quality product that was being manufactured by UGREEN, and we all know UGREEN is a very good and a reputed brand in the terms of the power bricks, the power brick solutions, and so much so in fact all of the chargers that what I have got at my home is all from the UGREEN as well, and I'm just not even using the proprietary chargers from Apple's and Samsung's and Google because I just like to use the products that are there from UGREEN. Not a sponsored video at all, but the brick that what I got with this DX4800 Plus was not from the brand UGREEN, and I was surprised to see. I know that the power consumption between the DX4800 and the DX4800 Plus is a bit different, and that is just down to the processors that what we have got on both of these devices. This DX4800 Plus, it is being powered by an Intel 8505 processor, and that is a 5-core CPU versus a 4-core one. But the thing is not about the CPU over here, and that is just about the quality of the products, because this one that what I got with this a more premium product, what I paid more for this device is actually a charger that is not being developed by UGREEN, and there is just a third-party manufacturer. And also I saw that the quality of charger is not as good as what we had with the other ones. So just a very small minor thing that I might be nitpicking, but something that you need to know when getting this device, that the quality of the production might not be similar. I'm not too sure if some other users are actually getting the UGREEN charger in the box or no, but not something that what I got with this device when I purchased it from a Memory Express store. I think the previous one that I purchased was from Amazon, but due to a higher pricing on Amazon, I had to buy the new system, the DX4800 Plus, from the Memory Express. And again, the experience is just not the same when you unbox the device because the quality of the product is not the same. It is not the same UGREEN charger as what I got with the other one. Now the other two things that I want to mention about in this video, again, those might be one of those things that might be not very beginner friendly. And again, let me just get into the number one thing that I want to talk about, and that might relate to the performance on this device as well. Now when I was looking into the network settings of this system, I was very surprised to see that this device actually does not come with any kind of configuration setting where you can just set up any external open VPN setting onto this device, and that is very unlike what we have got on the Synology and even the QNAP devices that does have that configuration to be enabled into the OS. So I opened up a ticket with Surfshark to see that what are the possible solution, and one of the solution was to really just have your router to be set up with the VPN from the starting point, and it can just do the multiple hop connections from there, but not something that what my own router was being capable of. So I just needed to look into the other solution. Now one of the solution is to use some kind of container inside of the Kubernetes, and from there you can use the VPN or maybe any other VPN connection that you just want to use with this UGREEN NAS system, but something that I just did not want it to do. And again, it is a very complicated setup that I was just avoiding. I actually did try a few couple of the GitLab things, and I was able to pull a few of the repositories to be able to be put into my Docker system, but I was just not very impressed by what I was getting out of those Docker images. But there is another solution that I'm yet to set up, and that is a Tailscale one. Now Tailscale, it does give you a set of instruction on their website to be able to download this thing into your Docker container and to be able to play around with the image and just be able to use VPN on your NAS drive. But again, something that I might just not want to lean towards. It might have been a very easy solution if I could just be able to just download the UDP profile from the Surfshark VPN website and to be able to add this thing into the network configuration of this NAS drive, which was not something that is possible on this thing. I would just want UGREEN to be able to integrate this very thing inside of the UI itself, just like what we have got on the Synology and the QNAP systems. It would be a very easy thing for most of the users, because not everyone is a pro user, and all a lot of people would want is to have a private cloud storage device at their home and to enable some kind of VPN connection. I would just leave the things the way that they are, but I would still want some kind of private connection on this UGREEN NAS drive if I'm using some kind of thing like a Jellyfin server or something, but something that I'm just struggling with this device. Now, another thing that I noticed on this device is that whenever there is a power shutdown, or if we accidentally just shut down this device, that happened to me twice as I was using this thing in the past 45 days or so, and every time when you just jump into the UGREEN application, it just sets the IP on this NAS drive to a new one every time, even though it is in the same subnet. Again, this is something that is very common with a lot of NAS devices as well, but the way that you can just fix this thing is in the UI itself, where you can have a static IP, but not something that is a very easy fix on this UGREEN NAS system, because you just need to have a lot of settings to be enabled manually, run some containers, or just have the IP on your modem to be a static one and just not be a multi-hop system, which is something that I have on my one, but not something that I really like about the network features that we have got on this one. Now, when I say the network systems are bad, I just not mean that the protocols on the network system are bad, because still the network protocols on this one is one of the best one. It is just the way that the UI is implemented that I just do not like about this NAS drive. Or even I think if Synology and QNAP has got the same system as well, then there needs to be some kind of change in the way that this NAS OSs they work in the day-to-day life. Now, some other nitty-gritty things that I picked about this device in my long-term usage is the way that the UI it behaves on this thing. Again, the part of the same behavior as what I just mentioned, but there are some other elements on this system which are generally Chinese, and that is something that does not give me confidence in this device. Now, I'm not talking about the UGREEN link that I have just disabled on this device, and one of the reasons was just because I could see a lot of the Chinese content in the UI itself, and I am on, I think so, about 2 or I think 1 update since I purchased this device. I think that there have been 2 updates since I purchased this device, and what I really see is that a lot of elements on this system, it is just made of the Chinese element. Now, sometimes when I'm on my phone, might be on my iPhone, and I just want to refresh the shared library that I have got into the Photos application on this UGREEN application, and when I refresh it, I see a hidden element that is into Chinese, and I would just try to see that what does it say, but it is a Chinese written text or a transcript into the application, which is not really a good experience, because you might think that you have got a lot of private data on an S drive, and if there is an open memory leak or something that is just very strange about the system that is communicating with the Chinese server, it could be a data leak and not something that you really want on a private cloud server. And in this case, I would just say just go with Synology or QNAP. I have just not seen this thing in few parts and parcels of the UI, because a lot of hidden elements, they are actually in the Chinese language, and sometimes even when I open the help section on this thing, it does open up into a Chinese element as well, rather than being an English version of the same thing. But one other thing that I noticed on this thing as well is that whenever you're into the Photos application, and if you just want to change the settings to be able to enable a few of the AI elements like recognizing the faces by the people, or might be recognizing the pets or something, it does change the way that it counts the photograph. Now, I was having around 20k photographs on my NAS drive as a shared library, so that myself and my wife could use this NAS drive without any issues. But when I enabled these AI settings, I saw that the photographs count, it just dropped to about 18k, 10K instead of 20K, and I made sure that I did not have the feature enabled where it would delete the duplicate images into the Photos application. So somewhere around in my NAS system, I lost about 2000 photographs and I did not even find them in the recycle bin. Or might be it is just the way that the NAS system is being calculating the number of the photographs that are there on this system. I'm not sure about if this is a software bug, but something that what I saw on this device, and from thereby I just disabled any kind of recognizing the image by the people face or by the pet photograph or something, because it was just not a very good experience that what I got with this AI enablement things on this system, which is strange but something that is there on this system. Now with that said, this is not a bad NAS system at all. It is a very fast one. I do like the way that the network protocols that they work on this system, except for the way that they just need to add a lot of other features into the network system, which might make it a very easy setup to be working in the day-to-day life. It is a very well built system. It is made of all aluminum chassis. I could increase the RAM on this thing to about 32 gigabyte. I'm planning to make it around 64 gigabyte in a few days, but something that I would just want to talk about in this video, that the ease of upgradability on this thing is just one of the best things that I liked about this system. It is a very fast one. It is not very power hungry. You can just run a lot of dockers and containers. I do use some of them for my own personal work, but something that I just loved about this device is really the build quality and the way that this system looks. And also this is one of the very few systems that has got the support for a full size SD card support on this system, which is just one of the best features about this NAS system. And well, that was all that what I wanted to talk about in this video. A very capable system, but some things that just needs to be improved on the UI to just make this thing as one of the perfect NAS solutions that we have got in this market. That was all about this video. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.